Hello everyone, it's Winona from Dairy Barn Art and welcome back. Welcome if you're new. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and comment. Before we start, I would always start my videos with a little bit of everyday gratitude. And this is by Brother David Steinel Rast. And he says, "The mystic is not a special human being. Every human being is a special kind of mystic. And the question is, how might I show up in the world if I saw myself as a mystic?" God has granted us all different things, and we should just embrace whatever gifts He's given us. Anyway, this past week, I had a retreat a couple weekends ago, the last weekend in October, and these are videos that I did getting ready for the retreat. The stuff I made as gifts and such. And I thought I would show you because it's using some new techniques. I've done some acid etching on glass. I made some cards, some beautiful cards, and then name tags and such for the retreat. And in the course of doing all that and the Halloween stuff, I made my mats very, very dirty. So I need to clean them. Like here, even heat and bond came off onto my mat. I don't understand that part of it. I must have not had it fused properly. So anyway, to clean your mats, you just take some alcohol and fragrance-free wipes, and you have to put a little muscle into it. You just get in there and wipe it down. So while you watch the video and see all the things that I made that week getting ready for the retreat, I will clean my mats, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, so I'm in Cricut Design Space. And I need to design something I want to engrave on some stemless wine glasses for my my retreat. I usually like to give a little homemade thing out to everyone that attends, and this time I thought I would use the Cricut to help me engrave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grab some text, and I call my retreat the Social Escape. Oopsie. I'm not used to this keyboard. And I've got a couple of fonts saved in my bookmarks here. Oh, I thought I had it saved in here as well. Well, let's do a search then. We'll do a system search for Madison. Oopsie. There we go. And it's favored. So I've got social. And then I'm going to type escape. And this I want to change to that farmhouse font, which should be bookmarked, as should Madison. Oh, let's get rid of that and let's see. Here we've got farmhouse. So I've got Social Escape. And then I want to also put 2022. Okay, and that is going to be much smaller. I'm going to take these three and I'm going to group them, and I'm going to center them. Align. And I can't remember, I think it is center horizontally. Yeah. Okay, now I want to pull in something sewing related. So I'm going to go to images, and I typed in thread. And did a search. And I found an image. I found an image of a needle and thread that I liked. Here it is right here. This one there, because I'm etching. So I just wanted a nice like silhouette. So I'm going to add that to the canvas. And I'm maybe going to pull it over here, and I'll move this. I'll move this. Oopsie. Let's attach that. Okay, we'll move that out of the way here. So what I want to do is I want to split this in half. And I think probably there's two ways I can do this. I could slice it or I could contour. So I think I'm going to duplicate this. Mom's is different. There's duplicate. Okay. And on one of these images, I'm going to erase the needle and thread. On the other, I'm going to erase the spool of thread. So we're going to go to contour, the bottom, and then I'm going to erase this and that. And close. So this just becomes the thread then. And on this image, maybe we'll do this one differently. Let's slice this one. So to slice this, I'm going to go over and grab a shape. And I'm just going to grab a square. And I'm going to take this square and I'm going to drag it over here till I cover that thread up. And then I'm going to bring these two, group these two images together, and then I'm going to slice. So now what happens is I pull this away, and I pull this away, and I pull this away, and I've got the thread. So now I can just draw a square over those three and delete. Oh, I deleted my thread. I saw that at the last minute. So let's get this thread out of the way, or this needle. And then we'll just do these and delete. Okay, let's pull this over here. Now, I'm going to get all of this aligned the way I like it. And then we'll size it accordingly. So I think I want that a little bit smaller. And then we'll pull this over here. And I think I'm going to unlock that so that I can make it a little bit longer. And then we're going to rotate it. Rotate. Oh, wrong way. If I knew where I can't seem to find the rotate. Usually one corner will rotate when you hover over it. I'm going to go the other way. So here I'm just clicking on that rotate up at the top until I get it where I want it. Okay. So now I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to attach it all. So it's all one. Now when I drag it around, everything goes together. So I need to resize this because my cup, I can't do it 5 inches. My cup is maybe at the most 3.5 inches wide that I can do the image so you can see it across the front of the cup. And let's do that again. 3.5. Delete. 3.5. Enter. And then I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger as well. 3, enter. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It's made that a bit bigger, so I'm going to unlock that again. And I'm just going to, I want it more square than anything. So there's what I want. But I want a square to cut around, because I'm going to use this as a stencil. I'm going to weed out the actual words, and then the needle, and then the black on the thread. Everything black on the screen is what will get weeded out of the vinyl to make a stencil. So I want to make this so that I can cut it. So I'm going to change that square to white. And then let's drag it so it's bigger, but we're going to send it to the back so we can actually see. Now I did all of my cutting on my Cricut Joy. So you have to be careful how big you're going to use this. Like I'm going to switch over up in the top here. I'm going to switch from Explore to Cricut Joy. And we're going to see that this square has a mark there. This square is too big to cut with the Cricut Joy. So I am going to change this perspective so I can change it to rectangle. And we need to bring this down. And there, we've got it big enough so we can cut it with the Cricut Joy. And then I simply went over the top of them again like that and grabbed them and I attached them. And see what happens? It shows where it's going to cut now. I needed 27 of these cups. So what I did, there's two ways to do it. One, I can click on that and I can go over here and I can duplicate it. I did it in groups of 10. And I could just go, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then I'll send make it. It's going to take a little while for it to process this though, and it'll arrange them on the mats for me. But another way I could do that is I could have just done one, and then when it came to the project copies, I could have changed this one and I could have done it up to 10 and it would have done the same thing. When I saw them on the mat, I went through each mat. I went through each mat and I looked at the pictures and I pulled them apart. Because when I weeded, I'll show you after, when I weeded, this square was all there in white vinyl. So anyway, I'll send this to the Cricut Joy. We'll cut them all and then we'll come back and finish the glasses for the retreat. Okay, so I'm on my last cup, number 27. And I've cut and weeded this. And what I like to do, what I've found since I started, is if I kind of come in here and just cut this back a bit. And this is my stencil that I cut out of just regular vinyl from HTV Ront. And then if I cut out this 2022, it makes it much easier to apply to the glass because the glass is rounded. And then I'll cut a bit off the bottom. This has been super hard on my nails, as you see. I don't think shellac nails are for me. I think I have to go for the real gel ones because it just peels, it gets soft. Okay, and I've wrecked all my weeding tools. This one has a little burr on it. I'll have to see if I can straighten it up with my file. There we go. And we'll pull this back. I've had a lot of practice doing this on 26 cups. Actually 27. The first one I did, I made a huge mess of. And I see some of this wants to stay. To watch because sometimes the little pieces want to stay on the carrier sheet. Some of them I wasn't able to keep the eye in the needle, and the A part didn't stay down. The center of the A, not the center of the A, the center of the A I kept. But I often lost the little loop in the W. So this is really nice. I picked this up off of Etsy. And it just sits, it allows me to angle my mug so I can see it. And then I just apply this. And it doesn't go perfect. Each cup, each time I have my own little difficulties. Sometimes it works better than others, but come on. this up here. You kind of had to weed this like the negative. What you normally would keep on when you're doing vinyl work, that's what you took out. And I applied rubbing alcohol to this cup before we started, but I think my hands, I've got these band-aids on, and I think they were a bit wet from rinsing off the last cup, and it made this a little bit wet as well. So we're just going to peel off that. Okay. And I find this easier to push down once that sheet is off of it. And then sometimes I need to cut here a bit. There we go. And I just want to make sure that there's no bubbles around anything that we're going to be etching. I find this tool works good too, to press the vinyl down in between these letters. You have to take your time, because your end result will be based on how well you do this job. And I'll say mine aren't perfect. You probably should, before you decide to make 26 for a due at the end of the week, maybe you should have practiced a bit. That wouldn't be me. Okay, so I've got that on there. And then I'll grab my 2022. I've got vinyl everywhere. And I don't think I can get anywhere to get my nails done before the retreat, because we had a wicked snowstorm. And the streets and the highways are just terrible. So I'll just have to make do with what I've got. And then I'm going to just put this on. And I found that worked better. Otherwise, I had a really hard time getting it to stay from these letters that want to lift to the numbers that also wanted to lift. Come on. And if you can see, I have a little spot here that is showing. So when I apply this armor etch, I want to make sure that, oopsie, I don't get any there. And you're supposed to wear gloves when you do this. I tried, but I have very little feeling in the tips of my fingers, and I couldn't work with them on, because that took away the feeling that I did have. And once I found out it wouldn't corrode my hands, I just did it. So I'm getting ready for my retreat. If I don't have to go anywhere tomorrow, if I can go, I still don't have door prizes from a couple of towns. I might have to go pick those up. Which means my son will have to drive, or my husband. I'm gonna make some cards tomorrow. Some thank you cards for the businesses that gave us door prizes. And then we've just got this one to dab. I'm just going to check. I have a tendency to often leave that C not covered. That looks good. Set a timer for 3 minutes. And then I have Siri
3 minutes.
Set a timer. I didn't realize it took me 10 minutes to do that. So my timer's gone off, and I will just remove all of this, and I can reuse it. I just put it back in the jar, and then I'll go and I will rinse this off and take off the vinyl and come back and show you. So I am in a different software now. I own 3 different kinds of cutting machines. A Cameo, a Silhouette Cameo, Cricut, and Brother Scan and Cut. And before I fell in love with this little Cricut Joy, my program of choice and my cutter of choice would have been my Silhouette Studio. And part of that is because that's what I started with, and I understand the software, at least a little. I'm not proclaiming I'm a professional. But anyway, I decided that I wanted to make, I want to make little tags for the door prizes. And I don't want to cut them out. I don't want to send them to the cutter. I just want to do it, print it, and use a punch to punch them out. So I've quickly done up this here, and I'm gonna group this. Oopsie. And then I'll go up to object. Oops, it hasn't. There we go. And I'll go object and I'll group it. And that way there, if I accidentally move this, it's going to be there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the left side here where there is a drawing space. And right off the bat, it looks like they don't have as much as Cricut, but this is a very, very in-depth program. You can do so many things with this program. So I'm going to choose the elliptical, and I'm going to hit the shift key. And what that's going to do is that's going to tell it that I want to make a circle. I don't want to make an oval. I want to make a circle. So I'm going to press that, and I'm going to hit the shift key, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to make a circle. And I want my circle to be just over 2 inches. And that's a pattern I was playing with before. Oops. Let's do that, and then we'll get the pointer back. And we'll get rid of this oval by hitting delete. So I don't want this dark pattern on the back. I want that little light thing so that when we go to draw names, I can actually see that. So I've gone over to the right side to choose my colors. But if you look at the top here, you've got a color, you've got a gradation, and you've got a pattern fill. So I'm going to choose blue. Oops, I have to select this first. I'm going to choose blue. And then I'm going to go over to the alphabet, the text box on the left side, and I'm going to type in the next name. Oopsie. Okay. I don't want that font though. I want a pretty font. So I'm going to go over to my fonts over on the right side. It's back and forth and back and forth. And I'm going to open that, and I'm going to choose Apple Casual because that's what I used on the other one. And now I'm just going to size this. Oopsie. I can put these pretty close together because I just want to send this to the printer. I don't want to send this to the cutter. And then I'm going to group those two. Object, group. I'm going to move this up higher and this up higher. And now I think rather than keep on making circles, I'm going to click on Eunice. There, Eunice's circle, and I'm going to go up over on the top on the toolbar, And over here, I've got duplicate. It used to be copy and paste, but we're just going to duplicate that a whole bunch of times. Because I have, altogether, including myself, 27 people coming to this. Oops, I clicked so many times. Coming to this retreat. So I'm going to get rid of some of these down here on my mat. Let's move them off to the side. If they're off to the side, they're not part of the design technically. So we'll pull these over here. We'll pull all these over here. We'll pull Lorraine back. And I'm just going to go in. I'm going to put Eunice up here. I'm going to pull another Eunice over. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to go up to Object, Ungroup. I'm going to change the back, or actually I'll probably change the name. Ooh, I like that little kitty. So we'll click on Eunice, and I'm going to type in, oopsie. I'll do this with my keyboard. I'm not used to, I've got my mom's computer here, I'm not used to it. So we'll type in Cindy. And then I got to get rid of this, the rest of this. So as you can see, this is going to take me a little bit of time. But there we go. I have Cindy. I want to change the background. I think it's kind of fun for everyone to have a little bit different background. After all, we are at a quilt retreat. Let's give Cindy some stripes. There we go. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to pull one of these over here. I better not forget to group Cindy before I do something with that. I'll go Object and Group. And I'm just going to continue on with this program. Clicking on one of the ones that I duplicated, I'm going to ungroup it. Now that I'm in Patterns, let's change the pattern. Let's go to Purple, and let's click on that text, and we'll get rid of that text. Over here. We'll go to Little Kitty, and we will type in, oopsie. What it's done there is it suddenly turned that Corinne into a cut. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to the colors. And I'm going to give that a black. And that'll fill her name in. And I'm not sending this to the silhouette. The silhouette isn't even hooked up, the cameo silhouette. I'm just using this as a layer to print on. And I'll use a punch to punch them out. So we got Corinne. And I'll come back when I'm done. I've made as many as I can fit on one page. I could probably fit a few more if I was really wanted to fiddle with it. But I'm just going to go up to the top left corner and select my printer. And make sure they look okay. Yep, they look good. And I'm going to tell it to print. I want it my best quality because my printer's dying on me and I need to replace it. But it prints really good if you select it at best. So there we go. We'll send it to the printer. And I will keep on working on these until I get everyone's name added to this list. Well, I almost have everything ready for my retreat. These are the names that I was typing up in that silhouette program. The program for the silhouette cameo cutter. And instead of cutting, I just decided that I would have them cut out. I'd punch them out. So I sized them a bit bigger than a couple of my punches. And I'm going to punch them out. My friends are all messaging each other today. What have you packed? What are you taking? And I'm not packed yet. And I'm like, oh boy, I'm not even started. But tomorrow morning, we will stuff the cups that I made with the names, some tissues, and I've also done some numbers a bit smaller. We play a little game at the retreat. I'm not much into games, but this one kind of breaks the ice because I don't even know some of these people that are coming. So I imagine there's quite a few that don't know each other. So I put them in groups. As people register, they generally register with their friends. So I go through my registration list and I number it. And the chance of you sitting with a friend during your game, unless you cheated and changed a number with someone. What I should have done is, I was thinking of it after, I should have put the names and the colors of the groups, and then they couldn't cheat. But anyway, this is just a nice way to break the ice and get to know each other a bit better. What we do is I ask everyone to bring 3 what are called fat quarters, and you sit at your table. There's 5 people per group, and we have dice. And if you roll, I can't remember the exact rules. I'm gonna have to get that off of my computer. It must be in my documents. I was just thinking my hard drive went on my computer, but I'm sure I've saved them other places, so I can print out a copy of the rules for each table. But if you roll an odd number, you have to send one of your fat quarters to the left. If you roll an even number, you have to send them to the right. And I can't remember what happens if you roll a 6 or a 1. But look how quickly I've done that now. It would have taken a lot longer to send this to the cutter and have it cut. So hopefully tomorrow, if everything works out well, we'll make a couple of cards for the people, the businesses and people that have supplied door prizes. We'll make a couple of thank you cards for that. And I should be ready. Thursday, I should be able to pack myself up. And I need that smaller punch now. Yeah, pack myself up, and I'll be off and ready. Even though the weather hasn't been that great, they say tomorrow is going to be much better. So I'm excited. We haven't had a retreat since 2019. So it's going to be nice. I've seen some of the people. I haven't seen others since then. But it's always nice to get away and have someone else cook for you. And you can sit with your friends and sew and visit. And it's just a nice weekend to get away. And then we'll come home. And then the next day's Halloween. So it works out very well. Just got a few more to punch. And I'll attach them to whomever they belong. And it makes it make it a little easier for me tomorrow when I stuff the cups and pack the cups up. Quite excited. Everyone says I go above and beyond, but you know what? I love doing this kind of stuff. I should have been an event organizer. Last time I made everyone name tags. I used my embroidery machine and made everyone name tags. I didn't do that this time, although I may in a future one do that again, because there's quite a few people that actually registered that didn't register for my last retreat, and they wouldn't have name tags then. And that's also a nice way for us to get to know each other, and then they can take that name tag with them to quilt shows and quilt retreats, and they've got their name and they've got a pouch to put their credit card in, and it's just kind of nice. Almost done, guys. And I think I'll get my nice paper clips out. They're right beside me here. Okay, there we go. And then I look at my list. I've got these paper clips I picked up at the dollar store. And I look at my list, and I think what I'll do is just go down and see what number they are. So Anne is a number 1. So I'm going to attach a number 1 to her name. And there we go. And I'll do it for everyone else. I don't want to share their names. Anne is a very generic name, so I'm not so worried. But I'm going to go and put these together. And tomorrow I'll get you to come along and help me stuff the cups. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, time to start stuffing the glasses. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take a piece of tissue paper, fold it in half. Well, first of all, let's fold this paper. This is a retreat packing. I know it's a little late, but once you go to a retreat, you always want to keep going. So this can be for their next retreat. I'm going to slide that in the back of the cup, and then I'm just going to take the tissue and push it in. I'm going to grab a couple of chocolate bars and put them in, and then I'm going to put their name in the front. So each one will get one of these packages. I guess that tissue's a little big, but we'll get one of these packages when they get to the retreat. So I have, what do I have, 2 there? I have 25 more glasses to stuff. So I think what I'll do is catch you when I'm done. My next project for my retreat is to make thank you cards for the businesses that are donating door prizes. So I've stamped out, I've got this Lawn Fawn stamp set, Sewn with Love. So I want to make thank you cards using these stamps, and I've got the coordinating dies. So I've stamped out everything, and I'm just going to color. These markers are they're Spectrum Noir markers, and they're from Close to My Heart, and I bought them for travel markers, and I've never used them. I put them away, and that's where they sat. So I brought them out because my other markers are kind of in a spot I can't get to right now, and I'm going to work with them. I have a little bit of trouble right now. I think I need my glasses adjusted, or I need new glasses. I have a little bit of trouble seeing where that nib is, but I'm sure that nobody's going to look that closely at the cards and ensure that they're right. So anyway, I thought I would just color away, and I'll fast forward it and play some music while I'm coloring. And I know some people enjoy watching people color, so if that's what you like, you're welcome to watch. And if you don't, just fast forward till we start making the cards. So I've got everything colored in now. I had to actually stamp out 4 more sewing machines. I don't know why I didn't do that before. So I have to run these through one at a time though, because I only have 1 set of dies. Let's grab a bit of washi tape. I'm just going to push that to the side for now while I tape everything. They went really fast. Mass producing, you get a lot more done. I missed a pinhead. I'll fix that later. And what I'll do is I'll line these all up. I went out of the lines in a few places. If it bothers me too much, I can I can actually do a sew on this one. I hope I line this up right. If it bothers me too much, I'll use a white gel pen to color that in. But I often find once you get the card together, you don't notice those little boo-boos. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. Okay. And then we've got buttons. Buttons and a spool of thread. So this is going to take a little while. And I will fast forward through it and play some music so you don't have to listen to me go I think that's become my new language of the day. I have to do another cup. I had a cancellation yesterday due to COVID, and I filled it today, so I didn't do enough cups with the cancellation, so that'll only take me a few minutes to do though, because I had a few extra pieces cut out. And we're doing a mug for a special friend of ours who it is very susceptible to anything like a cold or anything. So she can't come to the retreat, and we'll miss her so much, but we're going to send her a little retreat package. So as you can see, I got that cut out. So I'll just continue on. I'll maybe just do this whole page while I've got it on my mat. I'm finished cutting out all my pieces. I had to redo a little spool of thread because it slid in the die, and I redid one of the pins as well because the same thing happened. So they'll hit the trash. Now I want to do some die cutting for the backgrounds, and I have all my dies. When I was recovering, when I was going through cancer and chemo, AliExpress was my savior. I went on there and I bought so many dies, and I don't know if some of them are knockoffs or not. And if I use them and they're knockoffs and someone tells me, I will purchase the brand name. I just don't know who the brand name would be. But anyway, I don't use them a lot, but I want some rectangles. And this is from Lawn Fawn, this one. The stitch, I wrote down who I got them from and the sizes. So I think that's the one I want. I'm going to make myself a sticky note here to go into my closet and grab that one, because I've got them all cataloged in my closet. So NA2 I want, and then we'll look through here to see if there's any others that I want. Yeah, these are from AliExpress, but you know what? I'm going to bring them out anyway. Maybe I will like the double stitched. We'll see. It needs to fit on my card though. Okay, and then I want this one. This is from Lawn Fawn as well. NB5. NB5. Oh, I'm sorry you can't see that very well. I want this one. And I think that's all I need from here. So I'm going to go and I'm going to grab those and I'll come back with them, and I'll come back with my cardstock as well that we're going to use. I've grabbed my dies, so I've got them here, and we'll decide which ones we're going to use. First, I think I'm going to do the card bases in this yellow, and this is a Simon Says stamp yellow. It's a nice thick cardstock and it's bright yellow. So let's cut, I guess we'll need to cut 4 pieces of paper because I'm making 8 cards. And we'll cut these in half and get them ready for as a card base. So A2 card, or the size cards I make, are, I cut my paper 5 1/2, and then I fold it at 4 1/4. So I got 2 cards, 5 1/2. It's hard working with my nails so damaged. And I should have worn gloves, but I can't feel if I wear gloves. So I chose not to. My mom always says, you know, it wouldn't be that way if you wore gloves. Okay, so we'll do. So we're going to put the cutter away for now. And that just leaves me a couple of sheets of that yellow. I really like their cardstock. I like Stampin' Up! Cardstock too for card bases. I'm an avid, close to my heart user and promoter, but I don't like their cardstock for card bases. I find it too soft. So now I'm going to score these all at 4 1/4, and there's a star on this scoring pad to tell us. And I have to be careful because I find with the score pal or score buddy, I find that it's hard to stay on the line. It's what you call mass producing. I haven't made cards in so long. It feels good. But I'm anxious to get back to doing, I want to get started on my fairy journal here. And I'm thinking I should probably do something Christmas out of file folders with my own Christmas paper that I designed. Okay. This is going to help me decide what size dies I want to use for my paper. That away. I don't know why I always sniff like that. It's very disrespectful. So now I want to look at this die set here, and these are from Lawn Fawn. I bought these, oh, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. No, it's longer than that. Okay, this is fine. So I need 8 bases, and I'm going to use this green apple from Simon Says Stamp. So I will need, I can get 2 pieces of paper, I guess. 1, 2. And then I'll put the rest to the side. So I'm going to cut these in half. So that'll be 5 1/2. And then I'm going to cut them at 4 1/4. at 4 1/4. We're kind of building our card backwards, kind of. I'm starting at the bottom and working my way to the top. Well, I guess that's kind of what you do sometimes. Okay, I'm going to put this paper to the side. And we'll put these to the side for a minute, and we'll pull out my big shot again, or my big kick. And so we'll put this die on here. And I'll maybe use a little bit of washi tape to make sure it stays. And I have to run that through 8 times. Ooh. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not, as long as it's, oopsie, the whole page. That won't matter though, because, so this is going to layer on there, and the yellow will show through. And that won't matter because this is getting covered. I didn't think that washi tape was that strong. And we'll have to poke out all those holes. Camera off when I explained what I was doing here. I measured the die and decided what size to cut the paper so that it would fit nice on here. So it'd sit on there. And then I just ran it through the die cutter with a stitch die. So now I want to do it to the other side of the page, and I'm wondering, no, I was wondering if my scraps would work, but they're not long enough. But I have lots of this paper. So it needs to be 5 inches, but I only want to do it about there. Oh, sorry, about up to there. So let's see what that measures. That's about 2 inches. So I think I'll cut this 3 inches, I think. And I should be able to get them all from one sheet then. So that'll be 2, 4, 6, and 8. And then we'll cut this 5 inches. And I'm going to have to run this through my die cutter twice to do the effect that I want. I want stitching all around, but I don't have a die that size to do that. So I have to improvise. So what I'm going to do, we'll bring my die cutting machine over again. I'm going to turn these pages over because this is the side I want to show. And I'm just right now, oh, we need the base on here. Okay. Right now what I want to do is I just want to cut the bottom part on all of them. So I'll just run them through like that. Okay, so I've run them through one time. And I have stitching around 3 sides. I want to add stitching to that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this like this kind of on my mat, and it'll cut that, but I need to make sure it's straight first. I need to have it closer to me to make sure it's straight. Okay. So now I have that little piece cut with stitching all around, and that piece is going to go on top of this piece. And I actually, looking at it, I want it smaller, so I'm going to cut that one down again even more. And there we go. That's the effect I wanted. Okay, so I'm finished with my dies now, and now I can do some gluing. And these aren't all the same size, but that doesn't matter because nobody's getting, like, they're different people getting the cards, so they're not going to be sitting side by side. Now let's hope that I have my glue works, because I haven't done any paper crafting for a while. Of course it doesn't. I got glue all over my fingers. So now I need to get out my stamping platform. I think the Misty will work. I just have the little Misty. And maybe we'll do it this way. We'll put this down in the corner. I'm going to take this paper off. I have to move my camera too. It's not set right. Okay, I just want to kind of look where this sewing machine's going to go. And the buttons. And the word sew. So, and then where's my stamps? So I want to do thank you. Thank you. So much. I need to pull it down so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Thank you. I think I need something sticking to my fingers. So oh, this is harder than it looks when your fingers don't work. Oh, shoot. Okay. I think they're sticking to my Band-Aids. I'm going to put sew like that. Thank you so much. Then they don't have to be lined up. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So let's take the sew off. And let's take, okay, push the lid down. Now, what color stamp, what color ink should I use? I think I'm going to go with, what am I going to go with? I don't think I have the colors that I'm looking for. What if I did peacock? I was hoping for something a little more greenish. Lagoon, that's what we'll try, lagoon. Whoa. Well, that wasn't good, Winona. Let's grab a white. And let's clean that up a bit. Okay. Oh, sorry, you didn't even see that. So there we've got thank you much. And now I'll just put the cards in one at a time and we'll stamp them. We just have to line them up in the corner and then get our ink on without getting it all over the place. This is probably where a small ink pad might not be such a bad idea. Okay, there's number 2 done. I've finished stamping the sentiment, and I'm just going to grab a little heart, and I'm just going to stamp that after much on each of the cards. Oopsie. That one kind of went funny on me. I kind of dropped the stamp I need to make a little, you know, those like the Misty. I have a hard time stamping with it because I can't press hard enough on it to get a nice stamp. And I watched a video a long time ago on how to make a thing to push it down. And I've got everything, I just haven't had the time to do it yet. So I'm just going to stamp that off. Okay, so this was Wild Berry by Close to My Heart. Most of my pads are close to my heart. I do like their ink. And I don't stamp enough anymore. Oh, I got some on my... Okay, so now I guess we'll glue the sew on each of them. So let's grab it. Maybe what we'll do is, ooh, one got bent back here. Let's sort these because this card's going to come together very quickly now. So, buttons, buttons. So, it's actually a lot doing 8 cards this way. It took me a lot longer than what I thought it would, but actually I shouldn't judge that because I'm enjoying doing it. So that's more important than how long it took. And there's all my pins. Okay, so we'll grab some tweezers. There we go. And we'll grab the sew. And we'll put some Tombow. This is where art glitter glue would shine if I could get it to work. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to start arranging everything on each card. So we'll have that there, the button over here. Oh, my fingers are sticky. And then we'll just put a pin right here. I don't know how I got glue on my fingers, but I did. And then I'll just do all the cards. And we'll come back when it's time to put them on the card base. Got one more card to go. And then we're done. And I'm not known for being straight. I don't know what's wrong with me. I get things crooked all the time. I guess that's my trademark. So I'm going to hold this up a bit and we'll try to get this straight. This was one of them that the washi tape tore the paper a bit, but that's underneath here now, so we'll be okay. And then I just got to poke out these holes. I think it took me just as long to poke out holes as it did to color all the images. Oh, it sounds like my son's here. Sage. Sage, it's Dustin. Okay, and let's hope I have ATG left. I'm almost out of ATG tape. Try to get this done before he comes upstairs. Okay. You get one chance with ATG. If you don't get it straight the first time, you'll wreck the card trying to get it straight the second time. And I see I got one hole here that club plugged up again. And I didn't get it straight. Anyway, so there we go. I have 8 cards for thank yous to the people and the businesses that gave door prizes. So now I'm going to do up in Word, I'm just going to do up a little blurb here thanking them, and I've stamped the back with my name, which I usually forget, and then we'll come back and we'll address the envelopes using the Cricut Joy. And they are about, what did I measure, 5 3/4 by 4 1/2. So let's make a square that size, a template for ourselves. So we'll unlock it up at the size and we will type in 5.75 and what did I say? 4.5. Okay. I did something wrong here. 24.5. 4.5. Okay, and we'll make that white. And I'm going to do a pen. I'm going to draw with a pen. So the first text I need to put in is, let's do SCWCIAL. Oopsie. I gotta get used to this keyboard. And then I'll fill in the rest when I'm done. We need to size this down. And we also need to go in and find a font. And I think is kerned. Yeah, I want to click, I want that to be kerned. Filters, let's see what it is here. I want a writing font. Okay, and let's see what we've got here. Let's use this one here. There we go. We're going to put that up in the corner of the letter, and I'll edit that more later. And then I'll do another text. And this one will be, oopsie. Oopsie. I'm going to pause it. But I'll finish typing this. Trying to type with band-aids on a new keyboard is driving me nuts. Okay, I didn't have to hit return, I just had to hit out here. So that's pretty big. So I'm going to size this down. And then I'll send it to the Cricut machine and we'll get it to write it out for us. So I'm going to finish this off screen and I'm going to do labels for all of the places that I'm sending this to, and then we'll come back. I'm going to use my card mat. I'm going to slide the envelope in, and then it's got a sticky side here. I've already tried this on this card here. So on this envelope, it sure got mangled when I took it off the mat. I'll have to be more careful. So I've got my Cricut design space up here. I'm going to click continue. And it's saying continue, please connect your Joy. And then medium cardstock. And we'll load this up. Come on, Joy. Ideally, the Joy would load this in. There we go. And then I'll click go, and you can watch it. It's kind of cool watching it go. And the Cricut Joy has special markers for it. So this envelope will be okay. I think it's because the mat was so sticky the first time round. But when we put the card in, it'll be okay. And there we go, it's almost done. I'll leave it finish my name and another envelope done. I think that is the last thing I have to do for the retreat. I'm pretty sure I've got everything else done. Awesome. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that video. I had a lot of fun making everything and had a lot of fun at the retreat. It is more than a week later. It's a week and a day, and I'm finally feeling back to myself again. I didn't think it would take me that long to recuperate, but it has. But anyway, that's just the way it is. This isn't perfect. I found the cat hairs really hard to remove. Unless I could get them to the edge and kind of push them off the stickiness, they stayed. But sometimes I say that done is better than perfect. And these are now clean. The stick is back, and I only use 2 baby wipes. And there's all that heat and bond. I did this off camera. I made weed and feed. And I think I did it on both sides because I just love that vinyl so much. This is vinyl that I got in my last mystery box from Cricut. So I am using what I've got. which is good, because that's the whole point, is to use up stuff you have. So anyway, I did buy some new mats, but I don't want to open them yet. So my mats are clean and they're ready for whatever projects I do next. I wish you lots of luck, love, and happiness until we meet again. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.